Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Black Feather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Check all this stuff out. And here we go. Thank you, Past Me, for that awesome information. So as I mentioned in the intro, the game tweet is there in chat. There is Patreon. And then also, I mentioned sponsors. I wanted to say, if you do need some coffee, as we all do, definitely go check out grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN for 15% off your order. And there's all the links and information about our sponsors there in chat as well. Before we jump into the game and we find out what our crew maybe would rather not remember. We'll find out. We're going to introduce the cast. So starting with Jay, tell us a little bit about Blister or Sparky and yourself.
Well, they go by Sparky now because Blister's dead, baby. I am playing what could only be described as a coward with an assassin's past. And Sparky has definitely lived up to that in the last couple of sessions. As for me, I GM here on the Blackfeather Guild and other places.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself.
First of all, I hate that little intro you gave. Things we'd maybe not rather remember. I am so full of rage. Stop taunting us. Do it, you coward. Do it.
All in good time.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I play Annie. And to the crew, she goes by Little Mouse, or just Annie. And I always like to point out that despite her name being Little, she is actually the tallest member of the crew. And I like to mention that every time because it makes me laugh every time to just picture her towering above everybody else, especially Sparky, who's like, what, half a foot taller than, or shorter than she is? So it makes me laugh.
5'4", I think.
What?
I think I'm 5'4".
Yeah, so, good bit shorter. I love it. But as for myself, what?
Boob height.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
As for myself, I'm a traditional artist. I do mainly watercolor and pencil sketch, and recently I've been getting more into digital art. And I do have a coffee page and an art Twitter, which I will pop into the chat if you're interested in checking out my stuff.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Guy or Seattle and yourself. You're muted.
Hi, that's what you'll be hearing out of Guy, who is mute. Basically with Guy, I accidentally went and made confused dad with a sad past. Because really,
sad.
that seems to be the way that he's going. He's the ship's engineer, that much he's sure of. Not so sure about how he feels about the fact that he can't remember his murdered husband at all. So we'll see how that goes. Also, may have bought too much cheese. I'm a digital artist. I post around on Twitter, and I'm in a few games here on Blackfeather Guild, and I'm one of the mods over on the server and the Twitch. So if you need a hand with things, hit me up on Twitter or on Twitch or Discord.
Fantastic. And yeah, I think since you had to convert, a cryo chamber last week into a cheese freezer or a cheese cooler, which started a whole marketing campaign for your crew before you all went, wait a minute, what are we doing? Maybe it might have been a little too much cheese. But anyways, last but not least, we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about Android or Gabrielle and yourself.
So I play the ship's android, who has actually been physically designed, and doesn't remember this, but physically designed to be a black ops killing machine. However, she's very mild-mannered and very polite, and was elected to be the captain of the ship. And she's just disappointed in all of you.
Ma'am, Annie did not do anything.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
It's all Sparky's fault. Sparky started it.
A resounding
it is
yes.
Sparky. Yeah, yes is the key word here.
Yeah. So, last time, as I recall, there was the whole cheese cooler shenanigans. The guy was able to do the mechanical stuff on the cryopod to turn it into a cooler, and Daisy designed this phenomenal smart user interface that allows it to do social media and all sorts of stuff for this cheese cooler. Um, so that was super helpful.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I remember Daisy and Annie bonding a little bit over tech stuff. And then there was a lot of deciding, do we go with this whole new, cheese industry thing? Or do we go looking for mercenary work like we usually do? And eventually you landed on mercenary work. I'm trying to remember the specifics of the mission that you picked up, but I know you were escorting
medical supplies from
medical supplies. Thank you.
I believe it was either Visco or it was the Tony Consortium. I can't remember who.
I think it was Tony Consortium.
Yes, you are. Thank you. You're teleporting medical supplies from Valcor 4, I think was the name of the planet.
That's right.
I really need to write these things down.
I know the thing. We were given a small supply of things, which were apparently very susceptible to being jostled. And the other ship, the larger frigate, was carrying kind of the more standard supplies.
Yes. It was about the size of 2 pallets. And it was in sort of a clamshell, sort of like a carbon fiber style material, where there's like half of the box is the bottom, and then there's a seam all the way around it, about halfway up, and then the top is on there, and then it clamps together, and then
Pelican
there's a lock.
cases?
That sounds right.
Kind of like that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like
and
a
then there was
gun
a lock.
case.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but just massive pallet sized. It had, if I remember correctly, it had a computerized lock and a manual lock. And yeah, they said don't jostle it around too much. Don't shake it or drop it. It was Italian because it said fragile on it. I got Jay with that one. You were taking off because the freighter was a little impatient, and they had warned you that I believe it was Visco that was the ones that were harassing a lot of their shipments. So be on the lookout for that. So you're underway. So far, it was pretty uneventful until right there at the end of the last session. I believe you picked up something on the proximity alert. Some ships incoming. I think that's where we left off. So what do you want to do about these incoming ships?
Ignore them.
Okay, that's an
If
option.
I can't see them, they can't see me.
Well,
Cover your eyes.
Are they just like in our general vicinity, or are they actually actively?
They're on the edge of your scanning range, and they are heading towards you rapidly. They are on an intercept course.
Guy is going to go. He's already got his knife. He's going to go and get his shotgun.
What are you gonna do? Hang out the window?
Why do you think he knows how to do spacewalks?
Oh
He
my
will
God.
put on a suit
Oh my
and stick
God.
out the side and
I just
shoot
picture a
them.
guy like landing on someone's windscreen.
Yeah.
What's your
This
business?
This now.
Is your shotgun named Vera by chance?
Nope. I don't have a name for the shotgun.
It should be
and I
named
did.
Nanya.
Oh my god.
Last
Yes.
name, business, first
Yes.
name, none
Oh
yet.
no! See that's also a reference to the water game because my character's last names have been Nanya. Because it's Nanya business.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Except it would have to be. It couldn't be business. You'd have to go full on bidness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nanya
Business.
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 Yep.
How big
Okay,
are the
that is-
ships?
That is the name of the shotgun, Nanya.
Okay.
That is an excellent, relevant question there, Annie. You could certainly find out by doing a tech engineering roll
Oh, shit.
using the ship's computer to determine what size and class of ships these are.
Sure, I'm glad I put tech engineering points in there. Yep, that was me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I forgot to mention, we are now running on Fundamental RPG Second Edition for this game. We converted over after the last session, so this is now the new playtest version of the new system. So
This is
very exciting stuff.
This is an absolutely horrible thing to say, but I'm so used to just clicking the button on the roll sheet, and now that's not there. What am I rolling?
Same.
It's a D20, right?
So in Roll20 you should type /R 1d20 plus whatever your tech engineering score is, plus any training points that you have in a relevant trade or profession rather, or tools.
Can I assist?
You absolutely can.
You could probably add your trait of android, if I'm not mistaken.
And I have the ship's computers as one of my tools.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
That's coming down pretty hard all of a sudden.
And you said it's technical engineering?
Yeah, technical engineering, and then any applicable profession and any applicable tools. In your case, being an android as a profession and having, I think you said you took training in the ship's computer, you could use both.
Plus that. Plus.
Also in
Yeah,
D20, if you press the up arrow, it'll take you to your last post, so you can like change your
yes.
plus and just re-roll it or roll anew.
Very handy feature in Roll20.
Sorry, I found out about that like in my game that's not on stream, and I realized not everybody might know that.
Yeah.
We have like a whole algebraic equation going on for our roll in that game.
Here we go. Oh, I know what I did wrong. 28.
Fantastic. So yeah, between the two of you, Annie, you pull up like some super basic information, like, hey, there's ships coming in our direction, and they're on an intercept course, and they have some type of weapon, and then Android comes behind you and types in some things and gives you a lot more information. So it sort
She
of
presses the
expands the
zoom
window.
button.
Yeah.
Thanks, Android.
Enhance.
Enhance, yes. And you find that, yeah, there are three, they look like they're Visco model ships. They're attack frigates. They have a lot of weapons. They're relatively fast. They're moderately armored, but not, or armed, I should say, but not very heavily armored. Android, with that roll, you know your ship is capable of fighting them off, but you're going to sustain some damage in the fight if you try to take on all three toe-to-toe.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough fight if you want to just power through. But you could potentially win that fight.
Potentially.
There's always a chance you could do poorly and, you crash and burn, but you feel like you have good odds of surviving, but not necessarily getting through unscathed.
You're the captain.
I'm going to consult the crew really quick via the intercom.
All right.
There are several ships approaching us at rapid speed. 3 to be exact. I do believe they mean us ill harm, and while we could potentially fight them off, we will sustain heavy damage.
Gonna message Guy.
Guy types, can we outrun them?
What would I roll to know? Do I know that from that roll?
Yeah. That was a really solid roll. And you had Annie helping you too. So, yeah, you could outrun them. The freighter you're escorting could not.
That's not good. Yes, it would be possible for us to escape. However, the ship we are escorting would be left behind. And that would be
Actually, right.
against our contract.
Right about that time, actually, is when you hear something coming over the ship's radio, and it's the freighter going, hey, we just now picked up these ships coming this way.
God, get on our level. No.
We're a little nervous. What should we do?
We're making that decision at this time. You are not equipped to follow us to outmaneuver them. Would you be equipped to sustain fire from them?
To what was that last part?
Sustain fire from them.
I mean, we've got some shields, but they're not that great.
Guy types, get them to get their shields up. We should do our best to fight them off.
All right, please raise your shields and maneuver yourself to a place that will sustain less fire. And I am going to hail who I assume is the flagship of these 3 ships.
Yeah, there are 3, and sure, you can tell by the one that's kind of in front that they're probably the leader.
Okay, so I'm gonna digitally poke them, I guess.
All right, so you hail them,
poked you.
and a voice comes over the intercom and says, "Yes, I see the Lagrange. Hello. Our fight's not with you. We are conducting regular inspections of cargo of freighters coming through here, as we've had reports of freighters smuggling in weapons to fight against us on some of our assets in this sector. You're free to go, but we will need you to move away from the ship that you're escorting while we conduct this inspection."
Seeing as it is our current...
Oh no, I was just gonna ask. Last time we got them to tell us what was on the freighter, right? Like, we know that there's nothing suspicious. We're the ones with the suspicious cargo?
I mean, that's what they told you, yeah. Technically, you don't know what any of it actually is, but you were told it was all medical supplies.
Okay, so Annie's there with Android, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So Annie quickly mutes the call, and she sends out a message to the rest of the crew, and she says, if they're only looking for suspicious cargo, and we're the ones who have it, and they're letting us go, should we maybe get in contact with the freighter and just tell them to let them run an inspection? Because if they don't try to resist or anything like that, it might go a little bit better in their favor.
I will remind you of this because this was from last week. The person that gave you the job did say that they've been getting harassed by Visco. So it's reasonable to assume this is not just a inspection.
Yeah, but if you play real sickly sweet and give them no reason to be dickheads about it.
No, trust me, no.
They'll still find a reason. Shoot. And do we know these ships are Visco? Like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're not like
Guy
plastered with logos, but it's Visco models
Okay.
of ships.
Guy messages, we should mitigate things, maybe. They want to inspect things. We show them something to inspect.
Do we have like a teleporter?
No,
No.
teleporters don't exist
Okay.
in this universe.
Because I was thinking, what if we sent over like Sparky and Guy to like watch over the inspection while it's happening?
That's what Guy's suggesting.
You could
Okay.
do so via the shuttle.
All right. Contact the Visco ship, I guess.
Okay.
It's fine if. I guess
As
unmute the
you-
call.
Yeah, as I say, as you unmute the call, you just hear him. Hello, hello. Is this working?
Yes, your communication
might have
system
bad-
works fine.
Oh, okay, there you are. I guess we had a bad connection because you just cut out there for a minute.
Yes, this thing seems to do that sometimes. We would be willing to allow a inspection of our escorted ship so long as 2 of our crew members are present at the time. We take our escort very seriously. It would simply be 2 members.
Let's have you roll.
Oh god.
Let's say charm for this one.
Okay, what do I roll for that?
Unless-
1d20?
Yeah, 1d20 plus your charm score.
Can I roll speech?
If you can give me a valid argument for why the crew members need to be present for this inspection.
We take our job very seriously.
We take our job very seriously, and our charges have reported that some people have been harassing a lot of ships passing through. I'm not naming any names. There's
Okay.
been a problem with harassment, and we're worried about these medical supplies getting to where they need to go.
Yeah, I'll let you roll speech.
Okay, thank you. And that's
It's a little bit of a
1d20,
stretch.
Yeah?
1d20 plus speech, yeah. Basically, everything except for your weapon attacks are going to be 1d20
Okay.
plus something.
So. You said I just have to hit the up arrow? Oh my god, you're right.
It's super helpful. Our Zoom chat is really funny.
22.
Right
He's popping off, as the kids say.
now. Yeah. 22. He's like, I mean, we're, official representatives as well. You really don't have anything to worry about. I'll allow one person to come over and, observe the inspection.
Understood. It will be just one moment, and our shuttle will be arriving on the ship.
All right. Basically, just gives you like instructions to cut your engines and where to position the Lagrange. And then they move in and surround the freighter. So
I'm
who's
gonna.
going over?
Did I notify our escort ship what we're doing?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just say that we're sending someone over. It's okay. Okay, so who
Okay.
wants to go over? Guy wants.
Don't everybody speak up at once.
Guy's doing the not it.
Oh yeah.
I could go over.
Sparky, would you be able to maintain your constitution throughout?
What does that mean?
I believe you humans refer to it as would you maintain a spine?
Annie just mumbles under her breath. She's like, "What do you think it means?"
Guy is just like, just very impressed.
Calling me a coward, Captain?
That is a word for it, yes. I have observed cowardice in your activities.
Daisy is over in the corner just going,
If anyone else wants to go in my place, then sure, take it. Otherwise, I'll go.
Annie sighs and says, I'll go as well.
We can only send.
Just as Guy was also typing, I'll go.
Sure,
three of
sure. I
you
put
may
my hand up
discuss it.
first, and then now everyone's.
The three of you may discuss it amongst yourselves. I cannot make the selection for you. I do not know your prowess. I could also send myself, but I am a captain. However, I am also apparently a complete murder machine.
You're kind of a badass.
I assume that is a good term.
Yeah.
Guy types. So the vote is to send the captain. Yes?
I mean, I'd agree with that. Captain can hold her own, yeah.
You're gonna send the droid who can't lie?
We're gonna send the Black Ops murder bot. In
I can't lie.
Yeah, sure, I'll go.
okay.
If that is what my crew requests.
That's true. Android does have the challenge of having to do what the crew requests.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you fly over there.
So I
you get
have an
onto the
idea
freighter.
while that's all going on.
Okay, what's your idea?
My idea is I would like to, while all this foofara is going on, if the captain makes a decent enough distraction, and this is something I'd want to discuss before she leaves,
Okay.
I would like to go over and try to sabotage one of the ships.
Okay. How?
Either by shuttling over and docking, which is obviously difficult to do stealthily, or by EVAing out.
Okay. I will tell you that using the shuttle will be impossible because it's going to be going to the freighter.
Oh, right, we only have one shuttle. Doy. Okay.
EVA would be possible. It is not the safest of things to attempt, but it is possible.
Okay. I think it might be in our best interest to at least have an ace in the hole. So if Guy could potentially rig up some kind of explosive, I could EVA out, attach it to their hull, and then get back before they're any the wiser.
I do not understand what kind of distraction I would be required to create.
Enough that the people on their ships would be watching you instead of their own ships. I don't know, though.
Would that not endanger me?
Maybe. I'm also jumping out of our ship into open space. Also, you're kind of in danger just going in, because, like, I think they want to kill everyone. Or at least seal everything.
Little mouse. Little mouse.
Oh, Annie.
Sorry, yeah, I'm here.
all good.
I had to pop out for a second. What did you say?
Captain just wants to know if you have a good understanding of the ship's weapons.
I would say yes.
And Guy does too, yes.
Oh, yeah. Guy probably has a better idea of what the ship can do.
Okay, because I don't think we're gonna have a ton of time.
No.
So, I'm just trying to figure out if it's realistic to, like, yeet someone out into space with explosives and hope that they can attach to the side.
That'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I mean, you do have one auto crit available, so, you know.
Oh, true.
But it's the getting back.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just trying to think what else we could do to kind of get the upper hand on these things, because I don't really want to get shot at.
We could withstand their fire.
Oh, sure, but like we'll still take damage.
That is correct.
And-
However, we have a very competent engineer.
We do, but a competent engineer doesn't help when you're getting spaced out the side of the ship.
That is your decision. If you do not wish to be spaced out the side of the ship, you don't.
No. I'm volunteering to be in a suit to be out of the ship. I'm talking about if they pierce the hull enough that we just kind of...
Oh, die within the vacuum of space.
Yeah, that. Remember that breathing thing that we do?
No, not really. But I do know it's one of your main functions,
Mm-hmm. It's very important.
I would imagine. If you do wish to plant said explosion and somehow manage to get back to the ship on time, while it is risky, I will try to find a way to distract.
Well, maybe not even you, but someone, at least. Just so they're not looking for someone floating towards them in space.
Guy, do you know much about distractions?
What sort of distractions?
Annie?
Vanessa said that her Zoom was cutting in and out, so...
Oh, I said Annie, not Annie.
Oh, Annie, okay.
Annie.
Sorry.
Annie. Okay.
Annie.
Drive the shuttle recklessly. Act very strict. Act like you're disappointed in them, like you're disappointed in us. That
Well,
should work.
Will they react to that?
When you do it, yes. You are terrifying.
Would we not send somebody of more intimidating size? Little Mouse is quite larger than me.
Little Mouse is not scary in the least bit. You are very scary.
I would like to beg to differ. Little Mouse is terrifying.
You are
And
small.
Annie just snorts.
You are a small man. I understand it is common for small human males to be intimidated.
Sparky's not a guy.
Oh,
She's talking about you, guy.
Wait. Are you talking? Small men are easily intimidated?
No, small man. I forgot Sparky's not.
All good. I forgot who you were talking to be honest.
Yeah, because no, Sparky's
Oh my God.
non-binary, and I'm playing a trans dude whose name is Guy.
I forgot too because Sparky has the he they
Yeah.
pronouns.
Yeah.
Does he? Do they? I don't know.
I thought it was.
That was the
he.
original. That was the
Wow.
original ones. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Shows how much I'm paying attention, doesn't it?
Oh God, I feel bad now.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Everyone was like, yeah, they're they, them. And then, no, apparently not.
Whoops. My bad. I've been thinking.
Oops.
Either way, small people.
Small people, yeah.
are often intimidated by larger ones.
Well,
But I'm not intimidated by Little Mouse.
No, but I am. She's huge. She's like a basketball player.
Yes. She's here to knock over.
Either way,
Lower-
I will
the
go
lower center
escort the-
balance.
I will go escort this inspection and treat them as though they have disappointed me, as you put it. And I suppose do what you wish to do with the ship. Just please keep an eye on things, and I do not wish to have my chassis destroyed.
that guy is just like, no, I do not want this ship blowing up either.
It's kind of home. I don't make a habit of blowing home up. I think.
That is a good thing to think.
I might have blown up my home before.
Oh. I have not blown up my chassis.
We're not going to start today.
I appreciate that, as I have no idea where to find another one.
Daisy kind of chimes in and is like, I could probably help with that, but it's probably best that we not
Understood.
need that.
So I'm gonna hop in the shuttle, I guess, and fly over to meet the other. They're probably using shuttles too.
Guy,
Yeah, they are.
I was gonna say, when you have a chance. Sorry, my brain is being farty tonight.
You're good.
Please go on, Goody. Sorry.
Here we go.
And she's going to park too close to one of the shuttles. Just annoyingly.
Okay. Let's do a. Let's see if there's any. I can't remember if there's any new things that would fit better
Daunt?
for flying. It's still gonna be tech engineering. Tech engineering to fly the ship in a appropriate way. Or inappropriate way in this case.
I guess so. $19.
Yeah. It being that you're trying to fly recklessly, you're able to do so with a 19.
Yeah.
They are very concerned about what you're doing, and very distracted as you're flying over and trying to dock with the freighter, especially since there's already one shuttle that's docked. So yeah, you're being pretty distracting. And I'll even say that you take longer to get over there because of purposely flying but poorly. So Sparky, what are you going to do?
So, Guy, do you think you could make explosives big enough to not, blow their whole ship up, but to cause enough of a problem that it couldn't fly at us? If it put it in the right spot. Okay. Now I just have to figure out how to put it on the right spot and jump out of the ship and fly at another ship in the middle of space.
Can I do a roll to see if Guy can take a look at the ship and give a best estimate of where a large hole in the side of their ship may eject a good chunk of their oxygen?
The Visco ships? Yeah, let's do an education roll for that. See how well you know
I gotta roll
this.
for the first time tonight, so I gotta find that code.
So /R 1d20 or /R space 1d20 plus whatever.
Could I aid
extra
on
numbers
that
you've
by
got.
chance?
Sure.
Okay. That's education as well?
Yes.
I don't know why I always do /roll instead of /R.
I think they both work.
Well, they do. I just, for whatever reason, my brain's like, oh yeah, type out the whole word. I'm like, this isn't command prompt. You're fine.
Well, that was crap. Oh, education. Is it plus any stats?
It's just your education score.
Gotcha.
Would I
Oh,
be
what
able
are-
to
what are
add
your-
assassin to this?
No.
Well, one of us.
What trainings does Guy have? Oh,
Guy doesn't have any trades, but I do have the engineer
Asset?
Asset.
Okay, and that's already added into your other thing. Okay. You know that if you were to blast out like the cockpit glass section, that would probably do it. It's not necessarily going to let the most oxygen out of the ship, but
it'll make it so they can't really drive very fast.
Yeah, it's they're going to need to deal with that before doing anything else.
Okay. So Guy kind of points at like the edging just underneath the edge of the cockpit. That way, Sparky can still stay pretty hidden while putting down the bombs.
That's pretty risky, but okay.
Guy is looking through what he has that he can use to make an explosion that is not so large that it's going to be necessarily even instantly noticeable from the freighter. So actually a fairly small explosion that's just enough to punch a big old hole up into the cockpit.
Okay.
What do they call those?
And then the pressure should shatter the glass.
Okay. I'm going to go with mechanical engineering on this one.
Thank you. That's a good thing.
We're dealing essentially with physics here.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of picturing what
chemistry.
you want, like an RPG round, in terms that it like makes a copper jet into something. Yeah.
Like that. 12.
Would you like to use a D6?
Yeah.
We currently have 2 of them.
I'm going to use a D6.
Would one
for this.
D6 at max get us enough?
Well, if you add 3 to that, then you probably won't have something unfortunate happen with the explosives.
Yeah.
Maybe add a D6.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for at this point.
You also still have an auto crit that you can use.
I think we'll save that.
I want to save that for Sparky getting back.
I also want to save that for Android potentially being in a situation of, crossfire.
I'm gonna roll this D6. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
16.
Okay, cool. So good news is, you don't blow up your workbench. Bad news is, you start putting this together and you realize that you've assembled this incorrectly. It's not going to work, and you need to try again.
Guy is gonna get Daisy to come over and help him out with this.
Okay. Daisy heads on over.
Guy starts basically explaining what he's trying to do. And he's kind of
Daisy is... go ahead.
He's kind of using it almost as like a bit of a talking to a rubber duck situation, like walking her through it sort of thing, and helping her build it to help himself.
Gotcha. Okay. And Daisy is speaking to you in sign.
Mm-hmm.
And goes, sorry, Zoom chat. We just had I immediately don't trust the explosive now that Daisy is working on it. Y'all are so paranoid.
Okay, this is, again, meta knowledge, but she was okay with shooting me for target practice. Like, I feel like my best interests are not at heart.
What was the shooting you for target practice?
When Daisy was getting target practice from Annie, there was talk of getting, like, can I shoot Sparky? It's like, well, maybe in the leg or something. Don't kill them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that
I
thing.
forgot
That
about
old
that.
chestnut.
That was a joke. It's fine. All right. Anyways, Daisy's signing back to you, Guy, and starts out the conversation with like, "Well, I know computers. I'm not really a demolitions expert."
Yes, but this might be something you'll need.
She doesn't sign this, but she sort of mutters under her breath and says, "Yeah, there's a lot of other things that I would need." And she kind of turns her face and mouths something to where the guy can't read her lips, but the audience camera will pan over to see that the last couple words she said was from you. But she turns around and goes,
What the hell, Raven?
it goes, "All right, let's do this."
Oh, you did it purposely while Jay was away, wasn't that? Oh my god.
No, that was just amazing coincidence.
Oh my god. No, Jay's not gonna believe me. She's gonna kill us all. You're right. She's gonna kill us all.
I don't like it.
And Guy has no
You walked away
fucking
at like.
Guy has no fucking idea.
Nope. She's gonna help.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oof.
Oof.
I'm gonna add a 1d6 to that.
You win some, you lose some. Sorry, Spark.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
God, Guy is gonna feel very guilty after all this.
Rip.
Holy fuck.
At least I died doing what I loved, remembering that I was an assassin.
So yeah, Daisy got a 15 to assist. So Guy, would you like to roll again to do this?
Dear God, roll. Yeah, I suck.
Ooh.
So
The
sorry.
rolls, no, it's okay. The rolls
Oh,
tonight are just not in our
fuck.
favor.
So oddly enough, Guy, you're about to
Completely.
push the big red button and blow your hand off, and Daisy jumps in and like slaps it out of your hand. Goes, "No, that's bad. That's the wrong one," and stops you from blowing your hand off.
Why didn't we have an explosives expert on our team?
Would you like to try one more time?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you would.
If someone loses fingers or a limb or half a body, I'm going to say I told you so because I tried to suggest doing this peacefully and y'all wanted to fucking blow things up. So I'm not
didn't wanna
taking any
kill anyone.
responsibility for this one. Listen, I don't care. I'm not taking responsibility for this one.
I already
Oh,
lost.
God,
Me and
no.
Android are gonna
This-
jump on the ship
this
and
is
leave. Y'all are
Oh,
fucking.
not your fault. Oh God, this is so not your fault. Oh my God, Guy.
Just wanted
is-
on
Alright.
record that I I suggested the peaceful route and nobody wanted to do that.
All right, Daisy rolled well.
Oh,
Daisy's handling the detonator.
well,
I believe in the heart of the cards.
One more time, Guy.
Ooh,
That'll
that's
do.
not bad.
It's not pretty. It looks. I mean, it looks like you took a bean can and shoved some C4 in it, and then slapped a little
that's how
computer
I
screen
imagine-
on top.
That is
Ah,
exactly
yes.
how I imagine that Guy makes bombs.
Just
Guy's
like on
not
the
a
board.
bomb maker. This guy is an engineer. An engineer doing bombs.
It's wrapped in duct tape too.
Oh yeah.
But it'll work. And it's even got like a little touchscreen detonator that you can choose the timer
Oh,
on.
that's gonna break.
And
me.
and some adhesive, so you can just stick it to whatever you're wanting to stick it
Just
to?
slap a little
space.
Elmer's glue on that and stick it where you want it.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's adhesive that'll work in space.
Guy is actually making sure that the detonator is in a like a handheld, sort of like a handheld push button that's your burn up away, more than a timer.
So like
Sure. Yeah. We'll say it's got. It's a smart option.
Guy
So
has no idea how good Sparky's spacewalking skills are.
we're gonna find out.
yeah. You can control it from your tablet. So you can set a timer, or you can remote detonate it
Yeah.
from your tablet.
Before I head,
It's a smart bomb.
I would let Little Mouse know, like, I'm not gonna be just doing this out of the blue. I'm doing this in case we get in a fight. This is insurance. Also, this is Visco. We know what Visco's up to. Just saying. I just want to hedge our bets.
Visco is up to
Corporate
not quite
sabotage.
openly hostile with you yet.
Yeah.
Yet. So, okay.
I feel like I had a grudge
you have a
against
bomb now.
it. I have a bomb. And I have a space suit.
Yes, and you have a distraction. So what are you going to do now? Are you going to go into space?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Can we get the ship in a more advantageous position for me to, not necessarily for me to go out, but for me to come back in?
Didn't they make us turn off the engines?
They did. You could try using the thrusters to change your attitude, I think is the right word.
Yeah.
Fix your attitude, Sparky.
Guy would help out with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a wait. So
It's going to be technical.
Yeah.
Tech engineering.
I have a-
Daisy will help out too.
Oh, good. So paranoid.
Not very well, unfortunately.
That's the second 2 she's rolled. Can I also roll engineering technical?
Sure.
Okay. I don't have
27.
I don't have
I
fantastic
love-
stats in it.
I love that you all are trying to do this without the person who would be the most helpful in doing it.
It's because she's yelling the most important part of it. The talking.
Yeah, the character with no empathy.
We are
So-
not the best at this.
The scene plays out like something out of the Three Stooges, where you're all trying to do it all at once and messing it up, but somehow, collectively, you put your heads together and figure out how to turn the ship with the maneuvering thrusters.
And I can feel Annie's stare from like a mile away. Just-
And somewhere out there, Android is. I'm disappointed. Why am I so disappointed?
She needs to channel it.
yeah.
I'm just thinking like there's a rear view mirror and she's
Oh my
looking at the
God.
shuttle like rear view mirror and she's just like,
They're
What?
doing something stupid.
Leave for 5 minutes. And they're already trying to blow their own hands off.
yep.
You just like video call in to check on everybody, and it's like that gif of the guy walking in with the pizzas and everything's on fire at the birthday party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is fine.
All right.
Do
So
we want to cut to
just make sure.
Android first and then
Yes, and to make sure I'm on the right page here with everything. So you have the freighter. There is a Visco shuttle docked with it. There is your shuttle hastily and messily docked with it. Your ship is a little bit away, and there are 3 attack frigates sort of surrounding mostly the freighter, but also you on one side.
Okay.
So the freighter is between your ship and 2 of the frigates, but one of them is to your left,
Okay.
if you will, with everything else to your right. And essentially, you're getting. They're like nice privateers. Essentially, is what's happening here. They're not opening fire and stuff. They're just here to kind of bully and steal and then run away.
Right.
And in response, Android is going over to be a distraction while you leap out of the ship with a pipe bomb to attach it to one of their windshields.
Just in case something goes wrong. Yeah, as you do.
Okay,
Yeah.
just make sure I'm on the same
Yeah.
page. So, Android, yes, you are docked. You're able to open the door and go into the freighter anytime that you would like.
Quick question.
Yes.
When we were dealing with the miners on the planet, and I had to talk to that one, like, Captain General guy for a long time.
Yes,
Was
he was a commander, I think.
Yeah, was he Tony or Visco?
That was Visco.
Do I remember his name?
Yeah,
I have
you
Steel
would.
Trap. Okay. Good. Just checking.
Oh, you definitely would. I don't remember his name, but Android does.
Okay. Good.
I want to say it was like Commander Thompson or something like that.
It was something generic.
He is, yeah, very generic. Commander Nabisco of the Visco fleet. Oh my god. Okay, so why do you ask?
Because, Android could be a freaking name dropper.
Okay, you're gonna name drop Commander Nabisco.
At some point, I might.
Evens or odds?
Odds.
The odds are in your favor.
Even though that's technically a crit 1.
Well, I rolled a 1d2, so.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if I do want to do that, that will work.
Somebody on the ship of the Visco crew that's here will know that commander that you're talking about, yes.
Okay. Okay, then I am going to go on to the freighter. I appear unarmed, as always.
Yes. As you step into the freighter, you sort of walk into the cargo bay. You can see it's stacked up with boxes and crates and stuff, and it's it looks like medical supplies. You can't see into any of the boxes, but they're all labeled as medicines and bandages and syringes and that sort of thing. And there's about 6 Visco, excuse me, I don't want to say commandos, but like they're armed. They look like they're private military.
Okay.
They're armed and they're kind of all waiting on you. One of them is the lead guy, and he is the same person that you were talking to on the radio. And he steps up and says, "All right, we're going to inspect this cargo, and you're welcome to stand back here." And he sort of motions to a spot like 12 feet away from where they're looking at stuff. You can stand there and observe, and there won't be any trouble.
I might regret this, but I appreciate your guidance, sir. However, I will stand where I wish.
Ooh, let's do a daunt roll on that one.
$16.
Oof. You intimidate the crap out of this guy. He's like, yeah, wherever you want to stand, that's fine. Just don't get in the way.
She's gonna stare at him for a second.
He looks really uncomfortable. Sort of does the like adjusting the collar type thing. Like, this collar's too tight. And motions, hurry up, inspect. And two of them have guns trained on the crew of the freighter, while three of them go and start opening boxes, and they're not exactly being gentle. Things are getting tossed around quite a bit. It's mostly medical supplies that are being tossed around, but there's some locked boxes that they aren't able to open, and they sort of set those aside. How long do you let this go on, or do you let them finish?
Are they breaking anything?
Not intentionally. There's definitely some things that get broken because they're being kind of rough with everything, but it's not like they're intentionally bashing at all.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Nervous Pants and say, would you kindly remind your soldiers that these are to be used by other human beings in need?
Yep, careful over there. Just, she wants you to be careful. And the other military guys look at the commander or captain or whatever rank he is, the leader, really oddly, like, the hell's wrong with you? But they do start being slightly more gentle. Boxes are still getting like dented or bent or things like that, but nothing's breaking now.
Okay.
But they do collect a lot of locked crates and things, and start moving them onto their shuttle. And one of the other guys goes, "Yep, these are definitely suspicious packages. We're going to have to confiscate these."
What is the reason for you thinking they are suspicious?
They're locked.
Many items
We can't see what's in them.
Many items are transported under lock and key. For all we know, those could be live specimens.
They could be, and we'll be sure to check that out. And they keep moving things onto the ship.
May I ask how Commander Nabisco is doing?
The leader guy goes, "Oh, how do you know the commander?"
Oh, he and I have shared many lovely conversations. He spoke recently of a vacation he was taking.
Roll speech to see how eloquently you can relay this information.
What is my speech? That's right.
It's not quite so much intimidating as it is relaying something that actually happened.
Right. 16 again.
16? Okay. I'd say it's probably not high enough to go for what you're trying to do, except he rolled a nat 1 on his discipline versus your daunt, so you've definitely got a situational advantage here. So I'm going to say that that's enough. And he goes, yeah, he was talking a lot about that vacation. Yep, we probably don't need to look through the rest of this stuff. We can just... I'm sure this is all of the questionable material. We'll just take this and go.
Is it all of the locked containers, or did he leave some behind?
They've gone through like half the cargo.
Okay.
And grabbed just, a few armfuls of things.
Okay. In that case, I'm trying to think, would Android be able to like look at the crew and gauge how uncomfortable or okay with what they're taking?
They look very uncomfortable, but it's kind of hard to tell if that's because they have guns pointed at them, or because they're being stolen from, or both. One of them definitely looks a little more nervous than the rest of them. He seems to be kind of more anxious about it. But that's the only visual indication that you have.
And you said they only did like half of the cargo.
Yeah, they sort of ransacked half the cargo essentially, and left the other half because you name dropped.
God, I want to do this all peacefully. So
I am truly impressed that this is working so far.
well, I'm certain that the rest of this crew appreciates your diligence to your job, and we will escort them out of this airspace.
Yep, that sounds good. We're gonna go back to our ships, and you all are free to be on your way. Be sure to tell Captain Nabisco that that I said hello, and that we had this very pleasant conversation, and that all of this went very smoothly.
Yes, as smoothly as expected.
Great. I'm gonna go now. And he joins the other Vizco guys on the shuttle, and they take off back towards the freighter. Or the frigate, rather.
I'm gonna go talk to the crew on the freighter, I guess. Now that they don't have guns on them.
The two that were just sort of standing around looking nervous seem to be racing each other to get to the bathroom.
Oh.
And the more anxious one is still standing there looking very anxious.
Which of you is the captain?
We don't really have a captain, but I'm the senior employee.
Is this the anxious one?
Yes.
Your body language strikes me as abnormally anxious. Is there a reason for this?
So they just stole a bunch of stuff, and that's coming out of my paycheck.
I apologize. I kept them from taking as much as I could.
No, it's fine. It's just, I didn't need to eat this month. It's fine.
Humans do need to eat.
I know. He looks like he's having a breakdown.
Android is uncomfortable. I understand there are typically resources for this kind of anxiety.
Yeah, there's there's medicine I could take. I don't think we have any on board for that. Well, unless we pulled from the cargo.
I do not recommend that. The humans aboard my ship seem to like to speak to each other a lot.
Yeah.
It seems to make them feel
humans
better.
Do that.
Perhaps you can speak to them.
Sure. And he pushes the button on the control panel, and it starts hailing the Lagrange.
If you are prepared, we can continue this escort mission.
Yeah, that sounds good. Meanwhile, back on Lagrange, you see the shuttle taking off from the freighter and heading back towards the frigate that you're lined up with. Do you do anything?
Not launch Sparky.
Whoa, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
That was there. It's like the ships aren't turning; they aren't attacking.
No. And I'll tap the comms. Captain?
Yes.
Does everything go okay? You alive, relatively?
Relatively, yes.
What? Why are they leaving?
Because I interrupted their process of examination. They did take some items,
Well, like,
but I said I interrupted it.
how much is some?
They only were able to take some.
About half my paycheck's worth, you hear from off in the distance.
The senior officer states about half of the paycheck's worth, but they were about to take much more.
Well, I guess that's good. Do we get a pay doc for that? Because I feel like that's bad.
I don't know, do we get a pay doc?
They didn't really specify.
Potentially we may.
Did I
don't.
tell you how much you're making from
No,
this
I
job?
don't
Was it
remember.
No.
in advance, or no? Okay. The last one was what? You got what, 50,000 out of the
That
the
sounds
guns? Okay, this is about half that.
Yeah, I remember I took something lower pay
Mm-hmm.
because it seemed less dangerous.
Yeah. Relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Do we think we're gonna make less money because of this? I mean, also, like, I don't want to put someone out. Money.
We may make less money and they may make less money. However, from the looks of things, we have made it so they even have anything to deliver.
True.
And it seems that what they were probably more looking for is aboard our ship.
Are they gonna come inspect our ship?
I was not notified of that, no.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Yes,
Handy.
absolutely.
Let's just keep going.
Little mouse.
Just keep flying. Just keep flying.
Yes.
Your opinion on this?
Yeah. Do you,
Do we just keep going with what we managed to not let them take?
'cause they
Yeah, I
just
think
took
that's
half the
probably the
ship.
safest.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Listen, do you want to get in a fight with three of their ships?
Guy,
No,
What we were
but I-
trying to avoid in the first place?
No, but I also
when-
don't
when-
want the people we're supposed to be protecting losing half their shipment.
when Sparky says that specifically, Guy doesn't even think about it. Better alive and hungry than dead and full.
Still don't like it.
Or dead and hungry.
Oh, that's even worse.
I can't even get up to go to the fridge.
It's like, and Guy has no idea why that resonates, but for some reason, it just is his response to it.
Oh, then Android has an idea. And sends a message to
Okay.
Guy. Would you be willing to spare some cheese?
How much?
This man states he will not be able to eat.
For how long?
She turns to the guy and goes, how long would you be able to sustain yourself off of dairy product?
Hold on. I have to check something. Evens or odds?
Oh god. Odds.
Yeah. Goes, I'm lactose intolerant.
Damn it.
I knew that was coming. But it's,
I
but it's
mean,
the
I
future.
could-
Maybe it's not actually dairy.
Yeah, I could power through it, I think. And the crew's gonna hate me, but
Would they rather starve or have bowel discomfort?
I know what I'd choose.
sorry. He just. I'll take the cheese.
Could we please make that the right cry tonight?
But I'll take the cheese.
No. Would you rather die or have bowel discomfort?
Oh my god. Let's see who we're rating
I
first.
was like, that feels like a very specific cry. Oh.
Some people we would rate, I think would get a kick out of that. Others would be like, the hell are you all doing over
Don't
there?
worry about it.
I don't want to know how your stream went, actually.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so yes, you're able to give them some cheese and get back underway. Is there anything else that you all want to do over the course of this trip? It's going to take another probably
I think I would like,
day and a
I'd
half.
like to scrape the sensor log for the registry for those 3 ships.
Sure. It's going to be a tech engineering roll.
Guy is going to figure out which of the cheeses he's willing to part with to feed somebody for a month.
Really
on
important.
cheese.
I mean, you do have a ridiculous amount of
You
cheese.
do.
So an 18 doesn't really give you any information, any new information. You could ask somebody for help, like I don't know, a computer wizard on your ship.
Yeah, it's a pity we don't have one of those. So I'll just write down where the ship like registry numbers are, if there are any.
Yeah, they're actually encrypted. It's kind of kind of odd. You just get like the model number.
Okay, I'll stick with that.
And then yeah, it's just like the model number and then like a letter, like a V,
When Android,
which is
I'm actually going to ask her to see if she has any like visual memory, if she was capturing, faces, anything like that.
Do my eyes do that?
I don't know. Do tell me.
probably like I would imagine an android would have like a perfect short-term
Yeah,
memory.
probably.
Could I get the images off that, Captain?
I will upload them for you.
Thank you.
She's just gonna upload them to the computer of the ship, so pretty much anyone can access them.
I'm going to download those as well as any images we had from the sensors logs and any info we had on them.
Okay.
He's
You have that
They're
information.
gonna watch me bully a commando.
I watched that clip
Yep.
a few times. It's really good.
Oh yeah, guy is just like, she took my advice. She took my advice. She's
See,
so
Captain?
disappointed.
See, this is why you're the captain.
I am the captain because I was elected to be.
You know what I mean? I'm saying you did a really good job, Captain, and I'm happy that you're my captain, Captain.
I appreciate that.
Daisy's in the background going, "Suck up."
You're a breeze. Think we've got a draft?
If we did, we would be
She
dead.
sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy just sticks her tongue out at Sparky and goes back to doing something on her tablet. Speaking of that,
That is a bizarrely specific cue gesture.
Oh God.
oh
no. What could it be?
Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. So yeah, about a day and a half till you get to your destination. Is there anything you wanted to do? Anyone?
Guy delivers the cheese over.
I would have. Can we give them some other?
They're very
like,
grateful.
a very small amount of rations of other things too.
Sure.
It just seems wrong to. I mean, we did our best.
Mhm.
I'm loving how Android, who has no empathy, is being incredibly empathic right now.
But it's logical empathic.
It's logic.
Yeah.
Humans need to be fueled.
Yeah, if they aren't fueled, how are they going to fly the frigate?
Yeah, that's no use.
That's,
I don't care about
that's a
how
good
it feels,
question.
but
I think we had a bunch of like fresh produce and stuff as well. We didn't just have cheese.
Yes, because Guy went and well, the fresh produce as well as Guy bought the vertical vegetable gardens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got 2 of those.
Yeah, and if you're gonna have that much cheese, you need fiber.
Mhm.
You need fiber.
You'll be more backed up than the interstate at the border.
You will never poop again.
It's true.
But I can't think of anything I need to do.
What you rolling that d6 for, Raven?
No reason.
Can I shoot an email
Just-
to Commander Nabisco
Sure.
just to see how he's doing?
Yeah.
Let him know
he
about-
replies back.
You know, our encounter.
Yeah. Are you complimentary towards the person that you bullied, or do you call them out?
I am neither. I am factual.
Okay. He thanks you for the information in a very neutral tone in his email, and sends you a bunch of pictures from like this universe's equivalent of Risa. It's this tropical paradise planet. His vacation.
Aww.
That's so cute.
Is wearing a silly Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And a drink and a coconut shell.
Is there another person with him in any of them?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Android is going to congratulate him on his successful mated pair.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think I've taken care of everything on my end that happens during this this trip. So, as you arrive where you're intending to go, before you make orbit, you get a call from the planet. It's the Tony Corporation hospital, and they call up and say, "Hello, we're happy to see that you've arrived. I see the freighter is intact. I want to confirm that specifically the cargo on your vessel is in one piece and all accounted for."
That is correct.
All right, perfect.
However,
Did you have?
oh, well,
Yeah, go ahead.
we didn't have an issue with a competing brand acting intimidatingly and confiscating some of the freight on the other ship.
Right. Imagine that would have been Vizco.
Correct.
So what did they confiscated something from the freighter?
Mostly locked cases. I was able to stop them before all were taken, and I actually and they were prevented from inspecting all of the freight in general.
Okay, fantastic. But the cargo on your ship is fine.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You're cleared for docking at and he spouts off some numbers and letters of a docking port that you can go to down on the planet.
Okay.
And seems obviously very anxious to retrieve the items that are on your ship.
Okay.
Do you immediately head down to land?
Well, we'd be loading it up onto our shuttle and then going down with the shuttle.
Yeah.
So, guys heading towards the vault to start getting it loaded up and ready to go.
Okay.
Now, are we only taking the shuttle down, or are we taking the whole ship?
That's a good question.
Probably just the shuttle.
What about the freighter?
The freighter's gonna land.
Okay.
It'll land and do its thing. But they didn't seem particularly
Worried about it?
interested in the freighter. They didn't really care. All right, so you're able to get it loaded, and who all is going in the
I
shuttle?
would like to go.
As captain, I'm going to recommend that anybody who goes down there armed, but not aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
100% agreement. I want to know what's in those
Okay.
crates.
I doubt they'll
Okay.
tell you if you ask.
So
I did not think they were going to tell me.
So Sparky, you were going on the shuttle.
I think
Anybody
so.
else? Okay. What about Annie?
Well, I can't let these two doofuses go by themselves. Of course Annie's gonna go.
Aw, Annie, you do care about us.
Drag your asses back to the ship if you almost get yourself shot.
That sounds like caring. It's
Android is going to imitate a sigh of relief.
finally the kids are gone for a couple hours.
She just pulls out a bottle of wine and starts pouring it. No, she
I'm
can't
just
ingest.
imagining like mom corp brand quote unquote wine for androids, and it's just like lubricants and nanites and stuff like that.
And then she can run a subroutine that makes her feel buzzed.
I
Yeah.
actually pictured you like connecting to a socket that's the wrong power level.
Either that or using magnets.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Using just
magnets. Yeah,
magnets.
just
I'm
like.
just on either-
God.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was for that, and then do one more.
I like these rolls.
Okay. All right, so you all get on the shuttle. And I assume you start taking off towards the planet?
Yep.
Cool. As you get about halfway there, you're not in the gravity well exactly just yet. Out from behind one of the moons around this planet, there's another ship that comes out. It's a little bit smaller than the Lagrange. And it fires a warning shot across your bow.
Is it code?
No, it doesn't have any brand markings, and it's not a ship configuration that you immediately recognize. It hails you, the shuttle specifically.
Okay. Guy lets it through, but somebody else is gonna have to talk for him.
On the other side is a somewhat older gentleman, and by older I just mean older than you all. It's not old.
Well, how old then?
Yeah, it's a guy like his 50s.
Okay,
Yeah, guy's 54.
okay, guy's 56.
Or
Early middle
66, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, guy's 56.
That's right. Okay. Probably about your age, guy. So, older than all of you, with the exception of.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely.
When I tell you the anxiety trigger that I just felt when my brain was like, please don't be Liam.
Oh.
Oh.
Why do I feel like I know who this is?
I'm experiencing anxiety right now. I didn't expect.
You were
When
all
I
like, do it, pull the trigger, and now she's like,
I know. When I said do it or shut up, I didn't expect like to have anything happen this session. So I tell you the fear, the
oh,
pure,
no.
unadulterated fear in my chest that I just experienced. And then the sigh of relief when you said older.
Mm. See, as soon as I heard warning shot, my brain went like, oh no.
My neck hurts. Like that's how
Oh, no.
tense I
You're, like,
just got.
fully, like,
Oh no!
oh, I've been there.
So,
Oh my goodness.
do with that
I have
information
you
what
also
you will,
jumping.
Raven. Please don't hurt Liam.
Yeah. I'm
Anyway,
expecting
continue.
Sparky to be
Alright,
dead by the end of
Annie
the
all
session.
you want, but don't hurt Liam.
Oh, absolutely. See, the difference is if you hurt Annie, I can deal with it because
Mhm.
I'm playing Annie. But if you hurt Liam, there's nothing I can do. Oh my
Don't worry, Liam is not involved in this for the moment.
Yet.
Um,
Yet.
So, there's a warning shot
Oh,
across
boy.
the shuttle's bow. Call in. Or you're hailed. You answer the hail. This guy, he's, maybe late 40s, like early 50s. He definitely looks like he has lived. The skin is sort of like that leathery old cowboy stereotype type deal. He's got an eye patch and a mustache, and dark hair. And he looks at you specifically, Sparky, and goes, "See, I knew you weren't dead. But, Blister, I'm gonna have you cut your engines, because I need that cargo."
I think you got the wrong number.
Really? I trained you a whole lot better than that. You can come up with a
I'm gonna
better
hit the mute button,
excuse.
and I'm gonna move off camera. I don't know who that is.
You can just see him mouthing like, "I can still see your
Yeah.
shit."
I don't know who that is.
Through the comm, I'm gonna say, "Who has fired upon you?"
Don't know.
Guys, like someone who says they trained Sparky.
They trained Blister. I don't know this person.
Oh, so
So
As
this
you're-
guy is like looking at three people who are looking very confused.
As you're conversing, the shuttle suddenly lurches to the side a little bit. Not enough to jostle the cargo too much, but you've been like one of the little wings of the shuttle got just barely clipped by a shot.
I'm gonna hit. Can I hail the ship?
Sure.
This is the captain of the Lagrange. Cease fire on my shuttle.
Oh, hey, it's you.
I have no
Do
memory.
you not know who
I
I
have
am?
no memory of you in my databanks.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
Cease fire
Alright,
on my
and-
shuttle.
He looks at you and he goes, "Alpha Pi Charlie Omega 2." And nothing happens. And he looks very confused by this. That should have worked.
Did you just try to use a code on my system?
Yeah, it's your memory recall code.
I don't think
If that didn't work, your systems are pretty damaged.
my systems are working fine. I simply have no recollection of them.
Yeah, that's a problem. Regardless, I could blow up your shuttle in pretty much a half a second. Maybe one with the time it takes the coordinates to get to the shuttle. I'd rather not do that. I'm rather fond of Blister, despite everything, and I need that cargo. But I will blow it up to keep you from getting it to where you're going. So, you can either cut the shuttle's engines, let me dock and get you that cargo, or I blow up the shuttle with everyone on it.
What is the cargo?
Well, that would be telling. And this isn't really a negotiation, so I'll give you 5 seconds to choose. 5, 4.
Cut
Three,
power to the shuttle and
and
return to the
that's-
ship.
Okay. You get that out, and that's where we're going to take a break. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll find out what happens with this funny little encounter. Maybe we'll find out who this guy is, and how they know Sparky. So yeah, go hydrate, stretch your legs, grab a snack. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we're back. So we were counting down from 5 to 1, and when we got to 3, Android blurted out something. Remind me again what that was.
I cut power to all to the shuttle, return to the ship immediately.
Okay. The guy on the other end stops counting and goes, well, we'll need you to dock that shuttle with my ship first. Then you're free to go back.
As captain of the ship, I demand that I be present for this exchange.
Captain, huh? I guess you didn't forget everything. Alright, fine, let's, we'll meet in your cargo bay, but no funny business.
Understood. So now she's gonna talk to the ship.
Okay.
He was about to blow you out of orbit completely. I've convinced him to meet us on our ship.
Okay, copy that. Do you want to turn the boat around, guy? You want to get us back to the...
Oh yeah, Guy's already turning.
Okay,
Basically,
yeah.
as soon as she said that, he started turning the boat around.
Okay.
Do I have any memories of this guy? Like, whatsoever?
Nope. Not at all.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, technically you do. You just can't
Well, yeah.
access them. But yeah, it does not look familiar at all.
I'm going to turn to Daisy and recommend she find a place safe to hide.
Hmm.
Because she is a child.
Okay.
Android knows better about
Okay.
at least some things.
Mom Droid knows best.
Go to your realm. No.
Almost was rolling the wrong number there. Okay, she gets out of sight. You're able to dock the shuttle without any problem. What do you do once you get the shuttle docked? He's going to be docking immediately afterwards, so you've got a short span here to do something. Something stupid or something smart.
Annie disappears. She takes off.
Okay, give me a blend-in roll to kind of hide yourself in the ship.
All right, let's see. Of course. That's an 8.
You're too tall.
Okay.
You can't fit in.
I mean, technically, like, she's not looking to blend into the shadows and take off. Like, she's gone. She goes.
Yeah, she just leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just, like, make a lot of noise so everybody knows where you went.
Well, she's planning on dipping back to her room.
Okay. Sorry, this, I was gonna try to snack, but this English muffin is very, very chewy, and I was not expecting that.
Guy, I just want you to know that if anything happens in this, you know, it's not your fault.
Why would it be Guy's fault?
Guys, meetings. How is any of this my fault?
It's not. All I'm saying is, I'm sorry in
You're
advance.
the one who
Something
called
happens.
attention to yourself by killing yourself.
You're right. I should have just let them know that I was still alive after I'd assassinated the royal family. Sorry.
Guy, Sparky, get off the ship.
I don't think everybody knew that.
Guy
No,
didn't know
I
that.
told them all. I told you
Okay.
all during the
Sure,
dinner
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Though that would have been a hell of a reveal.
BT dub.
Yeah, by the way, oops.
What?
Oops, I slipped and killed the patriarch.
Guy is just like, this isn't your fault either. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it kind of is, though, because, like, that's still kind of me. That's why I was trying to kill old me. Anyway, we should probably go see the guy that wants to kill me.
Got your
Probably.
gun?
Uh-huh.
Good.
I'm not good with it, though.
Over the comm, because you're still on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
Android is going to say, he knows me as well.
Wait, what?
He attempted to activate a code on my system. It did not work.
What? Nobody fucks with my captain.
So please stand and appear united with me, as when he docks, it will be more visually intimidating to him if the three of us are standing waiting.
I am okay with this, Captain. I'm 100% on board. You got it. So I'll like march out of the shuttle and kind of stand a flank with Android.
Yep. Guy goes and stands on her other flank, and he may have the kind of the shotgun in hand, like not like armed or anything, not
Mhm.
like ready to point at anybody, but like hands kind of crossed in front of him.
I have a gun, but it's not threatening. Don't mind the gun. It's just an accessory.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gucci.
Okay.
It's I got it on sale.
So where's the cargo? Is it still on the shuttle, or did you bring it to the
Probably
cargo
brought
bay?
it out with us. Yeah.
Okay. So he docks at one of the other airlocks, and the doors.
One shuttle.
Magic.
So many-
You have like one shuttle bay, and then
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Airlocks.
Okay.
so like you couldn't just take
Mhm.
off with the main
Mhm.
ship like that. So the doors open, and there's a pause, and you hear, "Are you gonna be smart? Or are you gonna be stupid?"
We are here to
Question.
So somebody said question. Who was
Oh
that?
no, I said that's a valid question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lisa.
What is it? I don't know if we're being smart or stupid right
It's
now.
debatable.
I don't care. We are going.
Which answer do you tell him?
Well, who spoke first, I guess.
It's all you, Cap. It's all you.
Oh, okay. We're here to further understanding.
All right. Well, certainly seems like somebody or multiple of you have some screws loose or something. He steps around the corner. He's got this. I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's sort of like a cross between like a 6-shooter, like a revolver, and a Klingon disruptor.
Ooh.
So it's like a very cool
Damn.
sci-fi looking revolver.
He's got some space cowboy chic going on. I like it.
I may
Yeah.
have to.
Oh,
I
oh,
may
yeah.
have to hit on your teacher, Sparky.
It's not my teacher.
Oh, that's
Didn't
great.
invite you to my
Yeah, he
concert,
comes
did you?
out.
Guys, like, I like what I see.
Walks out and he's got he's got that. He's got the eye patch, everything I described already, and he's got like a black trench coat, like a not trench coat, more like a duster, but it's black. And wearing a white button-up shirt, sort of loosely buttoned, black vest over the top of that, and black pants with red stripe down the legs.
Yeah, Guy is checking him out.
And boots, like cowboy boots.
Guy is obviously checking him out.
Oh boy.
Okay. So yeah, he steps out, sort of saunters really, and looks at the three of you. Goes, this all the company. We're not gonna have other company while we talk, are we? No surprises.
If there are surprises, they are a surprise to us as well.
good enough. All right, Blister, what's up with your
Not my
android,
name.
first of all?
Blister's dead.
Kind of squints. He goes, "No, I know you faked your death, but you are Blister."
No, I'm not.
All right, if you don't want to, talk, you want to play games, that's fine. I just need that cargo. I don't really care about this conversation as much.
Where are they standing again?
In the cargo bay.
Okay, and there's only one entrance into the cargo bay?
I imagine there's probably a couple.
How many are within this person's view?
Well, there's the airlock behind him. There's some stairs that go up to another level where there's an exit, and there's probably one other exit on this level. So he can see, the airlock where his ship is, and probably the one on this level.
Okay. Annie probably would have gotten to her room by now, yeah?
Yeah.
She pulls something out of a little chest that's in her room, and then she makes her way back to the cargo bay.
Okay. Now, when you go back into the cargo
No,
bay,
she
are you
doesn't-
being
yeah,
sneaky, or are you just
she
waltzing
wants
in?
to go in so that this person is not going to see her. We're gonna try.
Okay.
I believe.
Oy.
Hell I do.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah,
blend in.
if you guys get to do stupid shit, then so do
No,
I.
I love it. I love it and I hate it all at the same time.
If it's any
because-
consolation, I have
That's the way
possibly
to
the
do.
stupidest backup plan that we could have.
You know,
To make it
things
even
are really
worse,
gonna
I
go
got
wrong.
nothing.
Oh, God.
You know, oh Jesus. You
Go
know
ahead.
things are really gonna go wrong when Annie and Sparky are in on shit together.
Yep.
Oh,
Because
God.
usually Annie's like, Sparky, sit the fuck down.
Yeah, basically, like, what are you doing, you idiot child?
Oh, God. Guy's just like, well, shit, he's hot.
It's yeah, of course. Shotguns hanging loosely by the side, like.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Like, I'd ride that
okay, yeah, go
cowboy
ahead.
all night.
Oh,
my
that was. Oh God.
Saddle.
Android's
course.
detecting like weird levels from Guy. It's just like side eyeing.
Guy,
and,
why are
like,
you
what?
like? Why are you radiating heat right now? Oh my God.
Okay. Well, let's.
Is it hot in here? Or is that
Yeah.
just you?
So, are you like trying to approach from like the side or behind him or something like that?
Yeah, whatever exit is not in his view.
Okay. So that's gonna be top left for him.
Okay.
So he's talking to Sparky Guy and Android, and without moving his head, he just points the gun right at you, Annie, and goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you."
I'm going to draw my gun and level it at him.
Well, okay, I guess we're doing guns, Guy.
He started it.
Gotta go with the plan.
He just looks right at you, Sparky, and goes, "I said I don't want any surprises."
Okay, so at this
and we
point,
said if there were any
hold on,
surprises, they'd
hold
be
on,
surprises
hold on,
to
don't
us.
don't talk, because Annie's gonna do something right in the middle
The
of the
adults are talking,
sentence.
Sparky.
No.
Okay.
Annie's gonna take the opportunity. The thing that she had in the trunk of her room is a sleek black crossbow. She wants to kneecap this guy
Oh, fuck's sake.
right in the middle of the sentence. So he's saying, I thought we said no surprise. Bam, she's gonna shoot.
Shit.
Use that
Okay.
crit. Use
We're
that
gonna-
crit. Use that crit.
Oh my God.
The love
We're gonna
God use the crit.
Please.
we're gonna roll for swiftness here.
Because he's looking at me.
And I gotta quickly remember how to do that. There's too many things on the brain.
And to be fair, he has an eye patch. That means he lacks peripheral.
Yep. Yep.
Oh goodness.
It's, oh my God.
So it is 1d20 plus the character's toughness score.
Did you have the auto
20
crit?
plus toughness.
Use the auto crit.
We're gonna use the auto crit. The
I have an auto crit too, just FYI.
You got first, we'll make you use yours up then. Guess we'll have to make you use it up.
Ooh.
All right, so this guy got 22.
19.
Do we have any
And we
more
got 19.
D6s?
Yeah, we have one more d6, I think.
Yeah, one sec. You have 1d6 and 2d6 and 2 crits because we did hit 5
Heck
retweets
yes.
over the break, and I forgot to add that in. So you've got 2d6 and 1 crit. I've got 5d6 and 1 crit at the moment.
If this goes badly, this was all a dream. I called you over.
Quick, somebody save slot.
F5, F5, F5!
Well, that's the worst choice because now we're locked in a loop. We can't load anywhere.
You soft-locked this situation, damn it.
I need swiftness rules from everyone, by the way. Everyone that's in the room.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So that's plus toughness, you said?
Roll
Yeah.
for initiative.
1d20 plus toughness.
20 plus toughness?
Mhm.
Yes, 1d20 plus your toughness score.
18. I know what I'm doing.
So Sparky got 15. Guy.
Woo.
14. Guy is not as fast. Or sorry, was it toughness? Yeah.
And
Guy's
Yeah.
too busy looking this guy up and down.
Guy's distracted.
okay. Yeah, he is. All right, so the order is going to be the Mystery Cowboy, then Android, then Annie, then Sparky, then Guy. Now, Annie, because you are trying to do a sneak attack, technically he already sees you and knows what you're doing. So if you would like to try blend in again, to see if maybe you can get the shot off before the swiftness order kicks in.
Yeah, because she was trying to do it mid-sentence. So
Right.
let's see what we can do with this,
I'll,
please, guys.
I'll even let you do this with advantage, so you can roll it twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Roll it twice.
Oh,
Roll it twice.
oh my God.
Oh, I hate
Yeah, no.
it.
He sees it coming.
It was nice knowing you.
He sees it coming.
Let's put Annie out of her misery
A
right
mile
now
away.
so that
Why is his
she doesn't know if
bonuses
anything
20?
happens to Liam.
Why are his bonuses 20?
Because he's a fucking space
He's level 20.
Oh, that's why.
He's the gangster of love.
Oh my God.
Well, shit.
Some people call him Maurice.
Wow.
Yeah, you're all taking on a level 20.
It's fine.
Who gets to go first?
I know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be fine. I promise.
Okay, so this needs to be.
Kudos to you on that, Raven. By the way, that
this
was
is gonna
that was good follow through on the name. That was.
So much. I
Thanks.
love her so much.
Oh,
right.
shit.
Annie,
Yes.
We should have become
that is a
cheesemongers.
24 ranged attack to you. Technically you haven't had a turn in combat yet, so you can use whatever defense you would like, but you will keep that defense for the rest of the round. So as a reminder, with the second edition of Fundamental RPG, defenses get bonuses versus certain types of attack. So a dodge gets a +5 versus ranged, which this is a ranged attack. Deflect is a +5 versus melee, and block is a +5 versus tech.
I do have a pretty solid dodge. Yeah, I'll go dodge. Alright. So what am I doing?
Okay, so it's gonna be 1d20 plus your dodge score.
Would this count with the range bonus? You said it was ranged, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So 1d20 plus
Oh,
dodge
come
plus
on,
5.
come
for
on.
the bonus.
I'll just add them together and do that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Come on. I mean, it's okay. It's a 19.
I mean, it's a 19, but
Yeah, but it,
yeah.
not
Yeah,
better
yeah,
than a
24.
24. Yeah.
No.
All right. So how many extra die is it at level 20?
God.
Oh, he's at 3.
Mm,
3 die.
we
Okay.
do have, I was going to say, we did have an extra d6 or 2 you could have added to that. But
You can still try to add a d6 if you would like.
I'm gonna steal a D6.
does she need to match or does she need to exceed?
Raven, plot points were spent.
Oh, hey. Sparky kept the can bomb on their person. Awesome. Yep, you've got the can bomb then. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Defense. Oh, right. If it's a tie, then you re-roll.
It was nice knowing you
I
guys.
believe
Here we
it
go.
was what it was.
Sweet mother. Oh God.
Oh! I know what's gonna happen.
Okay. Defense. Here we go.
I feel like I'm about to vomit.
I know, right? Ooh.
I can't find it right.
This
off the top of
music
my
is
head,
not
but yeah,
helping.
I'm pretty sure it's your reroll.
No, this music is making it.
Zucker wants to be a millionaire with a gun.
All right,
in
so you
my
got a
head.
25. So you miss, or he misses rather. You barely dodge out of the way. There's like the edge of your hair. There's a little singe on one of the little strands of your pink hair.
Get bent, my dude.
Oh my god, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Fuck you!
He spends a stamina point to get a bonus action.
Fucking.
And succeeds. Yes. 1 through 10, you don't get a bonus action. 11 through 20, you do. So he's going to take a bonus action and fire off another shot.
Fuck me.
At a 32.
Bye, Eddie.
Good
We love you.
God.
We don't have a doctor anymore.
The doctor's still here. The doctor is an NPC.
Oh, please don't die.
So that's a dodge for you there, Andy.
When I say I regret being alive. Wow, who would have fucking knew? I didn't even have enough points if I got a full score to dodge that fucker.
Oh.
How many hit points do you have?
You remember when I asked everybody what their hit points was, so I wanted to see if I was the squishy bitch of the group? I'm
you-
sitting at a 15 hit points.
Oh, you are the squishy
Oh my
bitch.
God.
15?
15.
How?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Raven, remember when I told you to either bring it or shut up? Eating my words.
Apparently, Raven decided to bring it.
Yeah. No, well, it was entirely my fault, so...
I wasn't quite expecting you all to be like, hey, let's jump the super ominous guy that trained
To be
Blister.
fair, y'all are doing this without me saying you can.
I didn't say I was gonna
Guy
jump.
has no
It's
idea
true.
what's going on right now.
For
He
once,
just
I
knows
didn't
it's done.
In my defense, Annie was not trying to kill him. She was trying to kneecap him. him. She was just trying to
okay.
take out a knee. That's all.
That's all. Just a little bitty knee. You don't need that. You don't need both.
No. She would have been fine with a thigh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're not
Oh,
dead.
good.
God.
Wait, how is that not dead?
You are unconscious.
Oh, I
Yeah, you
see.
can.
You're
You
at
can
negative
go
1 hit
negative.
points.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so used to Dungeon World.
Yeah, at negative 15% you're dead. So that would have been 2 higher than that.
So I believe that's Annie.
So yeah, Annie falls down
Oh,
unconscious. And because he still has actions enough to speak, he's going to speak to all of you and go, alright, look, I don't think I killed her, and I don't really want to kill a lot of you. So, can we stop all of this and just have a conversation?
That was the intent in the first place.
Guy signs to the captain, I'm going to get Annie.
Yep, take care of your crewmate.
And Guy is going up there
The
to...
stupid one that tried to shoot me.
Guy is just not saying anything. Because he can't.
I'm gonna sign to Guy, because I have learned some sign language since we've all been crew members. I'm gonna sign to Guy, and I'm gonna try and hide it from this guy's view. I'm gonna sign, I've got a plan.
Don't even fucking try to hide from this dude.
Well, in the sense of like, do it behind the pallets kind of thing.
Guy basically gets Annie, is carrying her off to sickbay. Also types a private message to Android. Sparky has a plan, watch out.
Alright. We'll go out of combat then, since nobody is currently attacking. I'm assuming somebody alerts the doctor, who
Guy sends a message off to the
goes
doctor
to-
of, holy fuck, Annie's been shot.
yeah. Speaking of which, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Oh my god.
Good one.
That reaction was priceless. Where's my window here?
That's the one that he snuck through.
Healing. Okay. 1d4 HP back. Okay, we're gonna try this twice. Okay, 25, much better. So 1d4 and 1d8. Annie, you get 9 hit points back. And are in sickbay.
That's good.
There we go. Okay.
Is Guy gonna come back then?
Well, it's gonna take a few minutes to carry Annie to the infirmary and do that. So you've got a few minutes for Android and Sparky.
To really mess things up.
Do
Yeah.
not.
So he's like, all right. Now that we got the heroics out of the way, let's be sensible. I'm taking that cargo, and I'm gonna leave you alone. And as an extra bonus, just for old time's sake, Blister, I'm not gonna tell the cartel you're still alive.
Identify yourself from my registry.
You seem to be under the mistaken impression that we're negotiating here, or that you can demand.
Want to
things.
talk? You don't want to talk. What is it?
He wishes to demand.
That's not talking. That's called being a dick.
See, smart captain. I'm that too.
Why do you want it?
But I tell you what. That cartel I mentioned, they want it.
Why would a cartel be interested in cargo meant for a hospital?
It's not meant for a hospital, is it?
Well, I mean, it's a type of hospital. And anyways, since you don't seem to remember, my name's Rip.
Does that trigger anything in my memories?
What about for Android?
No, you don't have access to anything that would trigger that at the
There's
moment.
just blank faces.
Yeah, like, okay, cool. Hi, Rick.
Is that enough for you? Can you move out of the way? Load these up. I've got a schedule to keep here. I'd rather not have to kill you all, but I'm getting rather impatient.
Why do you have access to my memory bank codes? Or what would have been?
Well, Blister here should be able to tell you, but I'm guessing, did you hit your head or something?
Long story, Rick. Why don't you tell me?
It's Rip.
There was a malfunction in a system.
I see. Well, that's unfortunate. And Sparky and Android are the only people in the room right now, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
God damn it.
So, yeah. All right, well. Looks around. Since nobody else is in here. Blister said, since you seem to have lost your memory, your name's Blister. You are a cartel assassin. You trained under me for several years. I taught you everything you, I guess, knew. You were given this ship with the mission of sowing discord and, there's a word I'm looking for. Disarray, chaos. Discord and chaos among the corporations. So keep them at each other's throats, keep them out of cartel business. And keep an eye on your crew here. He sort of gestures to where Guy walked off. Make sure they don't stick their noses into things that they shouldn't. Looks at Android and goes, "You're supposed to be the captain of the ship while Blister here handles things in the field."
I am aware of what my qualifications of this model of body are. Why would that be the captain of a ship?
Well, if somebody breaks on board the ship, then you can deal with it.
A human with a gun could deal with somebody breaking on a ship. I can deal with a small army.
Mm-hmm. The line of work that you were given, you would be facing small armies. Now, all that being said, I owed you a favor, Blister. Now it's gone. I've repaid it. I'm taking this cargo. You can be on your way. I won't mention anything to the cartel, like I said, for old time's sake, but I suggest you stay out of my way.
Okay. Sure, Rick.
Yeah, Sparky, could you roll blend in for me?
Like to add a d6 to that.
A d6 will not help you.
Oh, that's fine.
We have the nat crit. We have the crit.
Do you have the crit if you want to
I have
use
a
that?
feeling it's not going to help, but sure.
Well, it's an automatic
Yeah,
crit.
but
So.
by that I mean I think he's going to outpace me in numbers.
No, I'm not going to be that mean.
No.
If you use a crit, I will give you the
yeah,
crit.
I would like to use that crit. Nobody else knows
Okay, it
what I'm doing.
Oh, I
It
think
is
I know.
securely hidden.
Okay.
And before he leaves, though, he loads everything up, then turns back around and goes, so the one that doesn't talk too much, Guy, he loses memories too?
Yes.
What's it to you?
Oh, I was just going to tell you if he did have his memories to, remember to watch back. But since he doesn't, I guess it doesn't matter. Sort of does a little salute and walks back into his ship.
Okay.
and takes off.
Candroid's just going to turn to Sparky and say, that is a common tactic.
Yeah, it is. So is this. I'm gonna send a comm to Rip.
He answers and goes like, yeah, I'm kind of busy. What do you want?
Blister's dead, and so are you. And I'm gonna click the detonator.
Okay. As you do, the bomb wasn't really enough to blow up a ship. But it does destroy the cargo.
Great.
He goes, well, you were right about half of it. And he clicks off the comm. And his ship turns back around.
Should probably find him. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because if they don't get the drugs, they're gonna want Rip's head.
Whatever. Get to a station where you can shoot.
Okay. So I can run up to a station where I can shoot from.
Okay.
And through a comm, I'm going to say, Guy, we are going to maintain damage.
Guy replies with, on it, getting my gear.
Roll one more thing here. Yeah. There it is. So that's for. Let's do. Okay. That'll have to wait then. Okay, so let's go with. We'll stick with the same swiftness order as before. So Rip's turn. He turns around. He's mad. Android, your turn. You can steer the ship. You can control the ship and the weapons and things like that. You do have shields, and it is a pretty beefy ship. So, what would you like to do?
There's shields.
Okay, you're able to do so. No problem. It's pretty much a push button for the shields. You don't have to know anything technical. You can still move the ship, and you can attack with one of the ship's cannons if you'd like.
I will attack with a cannon.
Okay.
What do I roll?
Just roll technical engineering.
And can I take a plus for my training?
Yes, you can.
Can I do both? Let's see here. I have ship's guns. Can I take ship's computers as well?
If you have training specifically in ship's guns, I'd say go with ship's guns.
Okay. So let's see here.
Not so much the ship's computer.
Okay. So
Ooh.
wait, what was that? Whoops. Hold up. I typed that out wrong. Can I redo it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Rolling,
Held that shift.
rolling 1d20 plus 6 plus 2!
Held that shift key a little too long. Okay, 13.
13, okay. Yeah, so you shoot and he dodges out of the way. Sparky, you're at a gun station. There's, we'll say, like, two, sort of like two big cannons on the ship.
I
that
would
you
also
have.
like to shoot. I don't know how well this is gonna go.
All right, go ahead.
Tech engineering, you said? Should I even roll? I have a +3, so even unless I get a crit, I think I'm hooped.
Yeah, you can get a nat 20.
It's unlikely.
Nope. dodges that as well. Annie, you're coming too in the infirmary. I kind of skipped over you for a second there. Sorry. So Guy is going to be next.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, my brain just kind of like.
You're totally fine. It's your turn.
Guy is running to get basically the quick patch tools, so he can basically go to where there's damage and fix damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you spend your turn running around gathering the supplies you need. Makes sense. There we go. Alright, so then it's going to be Rip's turn. He flies the ship and looks like he's getting ready to just strafe shots across the ship. But his guns seem to, like, jam. There's, like, weird arcing electricity that comes off the ends of them, and then they don't fire, and he just sort of keeps flying off. And then Android, it's going to be your turn.
Daisy made
So
them.
he's flying away.
Huh?
He's fleeing.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It's like a 10-second time frame, but he is moving away from you at the moment. He sort of did like a strafing pass, but just didn't shoot. Essentially, is what happened. What did you say, Alex?
I completely blanked on what I was going to say. I'm sorry. My
I
brain
think I know
is-
what you were getting at. Daisy did something.
I have a funny feeling Daisy
Oh.
made us an EMP bomb.
Not quite, but yes, it was Daisy.
Yeah.
Android's gonna jump.
Okay, gonna jump away.
Yeah, we need to bail.
Yep. Which sucks because like we
All
do
right.
need to come back here.
I'm gonna have to have a very uncomfortable phone call. Yes,
Probably.
Yeah.
which is what does apparently has
Apparently,
uncomfortable phone calls.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll tech engineering to make the jump to FTL.
$26.
Nice.
Yeah, you do so very well. It's gonna take another round to, spool up essentially,
Fair.
because it's gonna calculate things. But yeah, there's no delay. You punch the numbers in quickly, and as soon as it's done processing, you'll jump to FTL. Annie, you awaken in the infirmary with a bandage and a very sore couple of ribs.
Gee, I wonder how I got those.
And yeah, and you hear like sounds of the ship being in combat. What do you do?
She stays put.
All right, Sparky, it's your turn.
Can I get a visual on what happened to his guns at all?
Just what I described is all you could really see, but you were able to see it.
Did Android tell us we're going to warp?
Prepare to jump.
Okay, just want to make sure that's yeah. All right. In that case,
You've got time to get another shot off. I think you could still hit him potentially from here. The ship's cannon is capable of hitting
yeah,
him.
yeah.
way.
Yeah, not me though. Trying to think here. Would you be able to go to Guy and then come back to me? Okay.
Yeah. So Guy, you hear prepare to jump.
Guy moves to get himself fucking braced.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Sparky, back to you.
Sorry.
And just sent you a message there, Raven. I think I've got enough time for that.
You've got about 20 seconds.
So is that a no?
It's improbable. I will let you make the
Okay.
attempt. Let's do nimbleness to see if you can book it.
Okay. $14, so probably not.
Yeah, you try to, but like your jumpsuit gets snagged on the corner because you're in such a hurry, like the corner of a bulkhead or something, little bolt sticking out, and it just grabs it, and you don't have enough time to do what it is that you were trying to do. Okay, that's gonna be up to Rip. Rip keeps flying away. Android, you can make the jump now, assuming you want to
We
do so.
jumping.
All right, so you speed away. Cool sound effects and, the stretchy ship thing, hyperspace lines, all that happens. You're safe for the moment. I imagine you all want to have a conversation right about now.
Also, if we were meant to cause strife within the physicists, boy howdy!
Well, I mean, all you've really managed to do is just get two of the big ones pissed off at you.
Yeah. Oops.
Excuse me, the commander at Visco thinks I'm delightful.
That's true. You do have a friend at Visco. Yeah. So what do? You're safely in FTL. You managed to not get your ship damaged, so that's a plus.
Candroid wants to have a talk with Annie.
So does Guy.
Eh,
Sparky's gonna.
Annie's in trouble.
Sparky's gonna raise the captain on the comms. Just a direct link.
Okay. Okay.
Captain, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, you may approach the bridge.
Thanks. So I will go up to the bridge and I'll shut the door behind me.
All right.
Captain, can I request to be dropped off at the next starport?
What is the reason for this request?
I am a danger to the crew.
While I understand the human need to be noble, you are associated with this crew.
There's nothing noble about it, Cap.
No matter where we drop you off, you will be associated with this ship. No one will believe us when we tell you you are not on board. So why not make yourself useful?
I'm trying to, Cap. I'm trying.
I'm aware.
Kind of expected you to be more disappointed at me.
I'm currently more upset at the crewmate who decided to randomly attack the person we were trying to speak peaceably with. Your use of the bomb, well, not ideal, is more than likely what saved us, as it seems to have disabled his weapons.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would blow part of his ship up, though. I feel like we need a bigger bomb next time.
Well, if
Also,
we
I
have
don't think
anything-
I don't think that bomb did anything to his weapons. Like, I'd love to take credit for it, but I won't, because I don't. Whatever was in those crates, like if it disabled his weapons, it probably should have disabled something more.
Were you the only person who worked at all on this bomb?
No, I think I didn't even touch it. They made it.
They.
Guy and Daisy.
Even Android knows that Daisy's name being associated.
And I was
s-
reluctant to use it because like Daisy worked on it, and I'm pretty sure she wants to kill me.
Sparky, I believe to some extent everybody on the ship has wished to kill you.
Probably. It's kind of why I wanted to leave also.
Do you believe we will try to kill you?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you. I've kind of put us in danger like 4 times out of 5.
I have no desire to kill anyone.
Okay, but you thought about it.
I have done cost analysis on every member of this crew.
Oh, that's not, I don't like that wording.
You seem to mistake me for a human.
I do.
I am not. I'm a computer, and I weigh you as numbers.
So that's kind of comforting, I guess. Is it meant to be comforting?
No.
Oh.
It is meant to be factual. But I believe the term would be, it is nothing personal.
Just business, right?
Just numbers.
Yeah.
But your numbered self got some good numbers against Mr. Rick, who was the bigger threat. You have been useful. You do not faff about.
Thanks, Cap.
Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'll see you in the med bay.
Mm.
So, Sparky, I'll leave.
Okay. You're muted, Alex.
As soon as Guy gets to the med bay, he's immediately like hands flashing, kind of angry face of, what the hell do you think you're doing? You could have been killed. Oh my god, are you okay?
So Annie is sitting up in her bed, in the med bay, and she's kind of angled herself away from the door, like she's not looking. And it's very clear that she's not looking for anybody to come in and speak to her. And
So Guy walking around the side of her with hands flashing is probably a bit startling.
yeah, she doesn't want to speak. So she just, she signs go away, but it's not like there's no venom to it. It's just a very calm, like, go away.
Like, no, I'm not going anywhere. What were you thinking?
And she just signs, I don't want to talk.
Too bad. You're on my level of talking right now.
She just places both of her hands in her lap and refuses to either speak or sign.
Oof.
Like,
It's a very final, like she
Like-
folds both of them over each other.
you almost died. You were dying as I carried you here.
The doctor, who's still in the room and been quiet, just chimes in and goes, "Oh, it's all right. I was able to save her. It was really no problem."
The only
Gestures
thing
that-
Annie signs is C.
Well, I mean, a centimeter to the left, and then it really would have been a problem. But thankfully, it wasn't a centimeter to the left, so you're fine.
You won't always get lucky.
She doesn't say anything else, but what she does do is just like, it's more so to keep her hands busy than anything else so that she doesn't have to sign back. She takes down both of the space buns in her hair and she just pulls all of her hair up into one bun at the top of her head. And that's what she does to keep her hands busy.
And Guy, the look on his face, it's not disappointed. It's sort of like worried sad. We almost lost you today, little mouse. I don't want to lose you. You are the closest thing I have to a family.
She doesn't really look him in the face, but she just signs, "I'm still here."
Guy moves in, and he hugs her, and just that sort of gentle, comforting sort of squeeze, as if to remind himself that she is still here. One of the few people in the universe that he knows is still here.
Could I get a hearing check from Guy and Annie?
Oh, hold on, I'm away from my computer.
Hmm.
Because the living room was taken over by my mother.
Oh, of course.
One sec.
No worries.
That's some good ears you got on you there. Oh, what the hell is Raven?
Hearing, you said? All right, hearing. Let's see.
Yes, hearing.
What do I have? Okay.
Too busy hugging.
Okay. Yep. You don't hear anything.
When Guy hugs her, she just kind of gives him a pat on the arm. It's more like she's reassuring him than herself.
Okay.
And Guy steps back into time for other people to arrive.
Where is Sparky and Android at the moment?
I don't know.
Android would have headed right down towards.
You would
the
have. Okay.
midway.
So
Yeah.
we're together.
Okay. Before you get to the infirmary, you're gonna see Daisy sliding out of an air vent as you're making your way to the infirmary. She doesn't really pay attention to you, but you can see that she's obviously been crying, and she sort of runs off towards her room.
The young human is distraught.
Yeah. I can't say why. I have a few suspicions though, and I don't like any of them.
Would you like to discuss things with the young human?
No. I feel like she might shoot me.
You have that suspicion of a lot of people.
And it's pretty valid, apparently. Sorry.
I don't carry a firearm.
You don't need to carry a firearm, Cap.
Well, then I would not shoot you, would I?
We need to work on the whole reassurance thing that we got going on here.
That's why I suggested you go.
That's fair. Yeah. Maybe after. I want to make sure Annie's not dead.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get into the room where Guy and Annie are, and the doctor's in the corner jotting down notes, occasionally glancing over instruments that are scanning Annie and things, and they don't seem to be concerned.
Annie? You awake?
She's still sitting up on the bed, but she's still facing away from the door. She doesn't say anything.
I just want to say thanks for shooting him.
That gets a little laugh from her, but she still doesn't verbally respond.
So I'll just go and sit kind of off to the side with Guy.
Okay. Does Android say anything?
There's other people in the room, so no.
Oh shit! Ooh.
Oh, Annie's in big trouble.
Everyone else has had the privacy.
I mean, that's true. That's very true.
Okay. I think at this point then, the camera is going to pan to an air vent. A little caption on the screen is going to be like a few minutes earlier. And you're going to see Daisy, by you I mean the players in the audience, not the characters. Daisy sitting in that air vent, sort of clutching her tablet, watching the interaction between Guy and Annie. And that's when she starts crying and shuffles away out of the air vent. She shuffles out of the air vent until she gets to the point where Android and Sparky saw her, and it's going to pan back to normal time. About which, your comms start lighting up like a Christmas tree with calls from Tolan and Tony Gordon.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we'll end our session.
I'm
Oh!
stuck in customer service from hell.
And your 3 kids are at work with you.
But if anyone can do it, Candroid can!
Oh my god.
Oh goodness, lots of heavy stuff in this episode. Lots of little revelations. That was great. So we're going to go on a raid here in just a moment. Before we do, we're going to talk to everybody, see how everybody's doing, and what our favorite parts were, and everything like that. So yeah, let's go around. Let's start with Goody. First of all, how you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Favorite part. I like the fact that
I can know Alex.
what?
Sorry, I can know Alex. Yet another 1-star mercenary help review.
My favorite part would probably be that a 5'6" female android intimidated the crap out of a bunch of heavily armed commandos and just like kicked them off the ship they were trying to bully.
That was pretty great.
I will be here next week. And beyond that, nope, got nothing.
All right. Next, we'll hop over to. Looks like Alex isn't back yet. So let's hop over to Vanessa. How are you doing? What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And all that good stuff.
I don't know. I don't know anything. There's no things in brain, head empty. I did not have a favorite part this episode because I was just stressed the whole time. Just one 3-hour block of stress. That's really it. Started with Liam and it went downhill from there.
I am so sorry. I definitely didn't mean to make you have 3 hours of stress.
Listen, I'll tell you the same thing that I say of my favorite book series. If it doesn't make me feel something, then it's probably not doing a good job of being a story. So,
fair enough.
I'll take the stress as it's a story that I'm invested in. So, I'll take it.
All right.
I did like Android bullying the bully crew, and I did enjoy the absolute heart-pounding miraculous 6 that I rolled on that extra d6 that saved Annie the first time. So that was cool. Kept her hanging on for literally 2.5 minutes more, but you know, it was a small victory. But other than that, you can find me here next Wednesday for Tickfaw, and again then next Saturday for Animus, and I'll pop my my art Twitter and my coffee in the chat just in case anybody wants to check out my stuff. Maybe have your characters drawn or something like that. Who knows?
You should. Vanessa is amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Can confirm. Next, let's hop over to Alex. So I think you may have missed, just to fill you in, at the very end, we did a camera panning away from the characters.
Yeah. I heard.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Okay.
God damn it. You're gonna make me feel guilty. Shit I don't even know about yet.
Heart. All right. Well, same questions. How are you doing? Are you okay? What's your favorite part? Where can we find you, and all that good stuff?
I am in full fog mode. My apologies. My brain seemed to
Oh,
have
no apologies
left
necessary.
at some point. I'm okay. I am dreading in excitement having that horrible backstory that I've written so far turned on me.
Yeah. This is definitely just the tip of the iceberg so far.
Yep. If we don't feel for these characters by the end of this campaign, there is something wrong with us. Also, god damn it, Lisa,
That's totally
I love
fair.
your cat way too much.
You're so freaking cute.
So cute.
I figured we all needed her right now.
Yeah.
Disco
She's a
brand
good way to
comfort
end.
cat.
Yeah, I was about to say we need a Bosco brand comfort duck.
Yep.
If Bosco shows up in this game, I'm just gonna be like, no.
Oh, now I have to make that the name of one of the
Oh,
corporations.
Really, we're gonna have a Visco and a Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yep.
Oh.
because that's the company from Tuesday Night
From
Games,
Water,
which is where
yeah.
you can find me next. But my favorite part about game tonight, oh god, the fact that Guy knew nothing the entire time. He's going along with these plans, and he has no fucking idea what the full plan is.
That's fair.
He's just like, okay, I trust my crew. I will go with their lead. This was a bad idea.
For better or worse.
This was a very bad idea.
Yeah. There were some poor life decisions that were made today.
Yeah.
But it turned out okay in the end.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Maybe. Now we have Sparky's new mortal enemy. Can you take mortal enemy multiple times? Because I think like Sparky should have 5.
The mortal enemy, the idea is that you like start the game with some enemy from your past, but you can certainly collect more along the way by your decisions.
I think I've got a royal flush at this point.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you can find me here on Tuesday with the Water Game, and Thursday over on Alien Jay's, which is Jay's Twitch channel, where we're playing Don't Starve together with Eknorlax and Dr. Ram.
Awesome, excuse me. And then last, but not least, Jay, how are you doing? What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And all that good stuff.
Well, my jaw hurts from being tense for about 3 hours. Other than that, I'm okay. I had a little dip in the middle there where I was like, I think Sparky should probably leave the ship. I think Sparky should really probably leave the ship. I think, So there was definitely a point of like, I need to not play this character anymore. But you pulled me out of the nosedive in the end there, Lisa. Which I am grateful for, because I was definitely like, there is no reason Sparky should stick around these people.
The sheer amount of how good Android is at communication. Like, holy shit.
You are our guiding light.
You're the captain for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
River, am I the captain?
And
Am I the captain?
and turns out you were actually assigned to the captain from the very beginning.
Apparently, which just doesn't seem like a good idea. But
It doesn't. But really, look at the rest of us.
Yeah, you're a mess.
As for my favorite part, it was probably watching Annie shoot him. Like 100%. Watching all of that go down, and not in the sense of like, oh, Annie's gonna kill this guy, but like it really cemented how Sparky felt about Annie in terms of I trust Annie, but I don't know if I like her because like clearly we don't get on as characters in a lot of ways. But it's like, all right, when push comes to shove, I think we can get on together. And that felt really important in that instance. But overall, it was a fantastic session. Where you can find me next is tomorrow, actually, on my channel, where I'll be doing some world building for other games that I run, as well as a story that I'm writing. And that will be at some indeterminate time. You can follow my Twitter at AlienJs to find out next. Oh, no.
Fantastic. I am doing all right. I was concerned for everyone because it did get kind of heavy there, heavier than I expected it to this particular session. But my favorite part is it's hard to pick one because you all did amazing, interesting things throughout the entire session. Interesting and some stupid things. I think my favorite part was the fact that you all created windows, sometimes completely by accident, for little tidbits of your past to come into play in ways that I had planned on having show up later. But you actually stumbled upon some things that was really cool. And also the part where Guy is checking out Rip. That is a really, really interesting course of events.
Rip killed my husband, didn't he?
I'm not saying anything.
Yep.
I certainly didn't say that.
Yep.
Plot
But
twist,
that was,
Rick is
but
your
that was
husband.
really interesting.
No, he isn't, because I know
Dun,
what my
dun,
husband. I know what my
dun.
husband looks like. He's sort of West Asian descent, sort of like Pacific Asian sort of thing. Or sort of Pacific Islander, sort of look. Bigger guy with big beard and gray blue eyes, and a big laugh that
Nice.
makes everybody laugh.
An absolutely lovely
You
laugh.
stole your husband.
My husband was murdered.
Oh.
brutally.
It was all a ruse.
That's
That
horrible.
would be even worse. Can you imagine, like,
Oh my
thinking
god.
your husband's dead this whole time? No, actually, he just left you.
He just left you. He faked his own death.
Oh my god,
God,
I will not be that mean to you.
that would break guys' break. He would
That's
just be like,
so.
well, I'm really glad I don't remember you at
No
all
kidding.
then. I'm gonna go and live my life the fuck away from you and your
Ooh.
bullshit, because wow, really?
You dumped me
Wow.
for Space Cowboy Rick?
I mean, not that I wouldn't
It's-
fuck him.
Is his name Rick? Is
It's
it
Rip.
Rick with CK
It's
or
Rip.
Rick
It's
with a
Rip.
P?
I heard Rick the first
It's with a
time and I
P.
just kind of
I keep hearing Rick, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna go for a Rick roll.
oh, I kept
The
thinking.
first thing that
Oh,
came to
God.
mind with like the eye patch and stuff like that, I was like, is this a take on evil Rick? Like, are we doing Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
here?
like I was like, if you say his last name is Sanchez, I swear to God, I'm throwing my laptop across his house.
I also kind of thought like
No,
Rick
it's not
Grimes.
Sanchez.
I was like, all
Ooh.
right, he's like a
Interesting.
cowboy.
I can see that. Yeah, it's Rip, but only Raven said anything else.
Yeah.
than Rick.
And I noticed you were
Um,
like, he's like, it's Rip, and I was like, that's
Rick?
nice, Rick.
That's good. That's good
Yeah,
to
I
know,
was
Rick.
like, that's anticlimactic.
Yeah.
One thing that I did
Oh,
want to
yeah.
just point out, the little joke that I made about Annie being the squishy bitch of the
Mhm.
which is funny because I initially went into the character creation thinking that I didn't want Annie to rely on physicality. Like, I didn't want her to be a super strong character. Like, I poured all of her stats into education and speech and stuff like that. Now I know that that was a big mistake. There's still some residual stuff left over that.
To be fair,
To be fair,
if he was not level 20, he would have been rolling, like, if you were in your level bracket, he would have been rolling 1d6
Mhm.
plus probably like 5 instead of 3d6 plus 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
But
huge level gap.
playing Annie this session was a little weird for me because, like, I know what kind of person she was before the wipe, and I know that there's kind of some residual left over from that. Like, she doesn't understand where it's coming from, but her personality is still there. So being in that shuttle and then saying, okay, you have to go back to your ship, she felt so caged and backed into a corner that when she got back to the ship, she's just like, fuck it. I don't want to do this. This is not where I'm going to be. Like, I'm not going to be backed into a corner. Let me fucking at it. You know what I mean? So it was a really weird feeling playing
It was so
Annie
neat
today.
to watch. It was so neat to watch because it was just like, damn. So that's what happens when she gets backed into a corner.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah.
when she got shot and went down, I could like feel it through Guy's very core that
Mhm.
he was terrified that he'd lost that she was dead.
If you
Like-
hadn't gone over, because I was waiting, I was like, is anyone gonna go check on Annie? Because if
Oh,
they're not, I'm like,
Guy was like running to check
Yeah.
on her.
Yeah, it was
very
really
terrified of that moment
Yeah.
too.
it was a very weird
Because
feeling on my part because my brain was like, hey, do this thing, and I just rolled with it. Like,
Mhm.
all right, I don't know if Annie post wipe would do that, but
That's kind of
apparently
where I
she,
was
you
at
know-
too. I was like, I don't think this is how Sparky would act. Like, why would he want to do assassin stuff, or why would they want to do assassin stuff? But like, it just kind of comes up. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the really interesting part about this whole thing too, is that essentially you're brand new people and you can decide to embrace your
Mhm.
past or not. And it's really, really interesting. I really like this type of story dynamic with this particular trope. But yeah, I really enjoyed the whole thing. You all did amazing, and it was so cool to see all the different character developments. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Oh, where you can find me next? Today is Saturday, so you can find me Monday. I'll be producing Fleshmaker's Folly at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then I will be playing Bark in Empires and Epitaphs at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, again on Monday. Before we go, though, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone watching. Thank you once again to the incredible cast. And I wanted to thank our sponsors, Fundamental RPG, which is the system that we've been using today, the playtest of 2nd edition, as well as Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, RAVVYN, you can get 15% off your order. And we're going to go on a raid. Just going to put the links for the sponsors there in chat. And we're going to go raid. Who are we raiding?
Polished is
I thought.
on.
Oh, good. We'll go raid Polished.
I think that's their one shot.
Yeah, so we're gonna go raid Polished. Thank you all again, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.